Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the temple and to the Bat Mitzvah of Dylan Yonover. We're so excited for you, Dylan. Mazel Tov. We begin our service singing Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. How beautiful the day is. It is Shabbat.
Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
If you're using the flip prayer books that are at the bottom of your link, you want to turn to page 171 at the bottom of the page for the blessing for putting on the talit. And I would like to invite Michael, Dylan's dad, to help Dylan perform her first mitzvah as she is wrapped with the talit.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahita tefbat tzitzit. Turn to page 169.
We actually are going to go to page 172 for Matovu.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ham Lamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Elu divarim she'ein lachem shi'or. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. Please rise and turn to page 195. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah. Baruch Adonai Hamvorah le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai to whom praise is due now and forever.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamivorach, Hamivorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamivorach, Le'olam, Le'olam va'ed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzor or uvrei choshech, osei shalom uvrei et hakol, hameir la'aretz v'ladarim alecha b'rahamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid. Ma'aseh bereshit ma'rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam behokma asita, malach ha'aretz kinyanecha. Tit barach Adonai Eloheinu al shavach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita, yefa arucha selach or hadesh al Sion ta'ir. V'niz kech kulanu mehera le'oro, Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hame'orot. Please join me. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hame'orot. Turn to page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one unifier of humanity. We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully, we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose. May the teaching of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Melchuto Le'olam Vayed. Blessed is God's glorious majesties forever and ever. You may be seated.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Vayed.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinamtam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'aderech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'chayu latotofot bein einecha uktavtam al mezozot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tizkeru va'asita et kol mitzvotai v'hiyitem kidoshim le'elohehem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Love Adonai, our God, with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Turn to page 203 as we read together. Sing the song of men and women joining in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldier home, to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi kamocha vailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh norateinu. HaKodesh.
Please rise and turn to page 205 for the tefillah. Adonai siftai tifta, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei, Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei, Avraham Elohei, Yitzhak ve'Elohei, Yaakov Elohei, Serach Elohei, Rivka Elohei, Rachel ve'Elohei, Leah ha'el ha'gadol ha'gibor ve'chanorah, El Elyon Gomel, Hasadim Tovim Vikonei, Hakol Vizocher, Hasdei Avot Vimachot Umevi Geulach, Lechem V'Nahem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Ozer Umoshiach Umogain, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezra Serah. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring near the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezra Serah. We read together, "You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide you with. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions, waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, eternal teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Adonai, Hamei Akol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations, we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated.
מלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו בלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם ישביעו וידנגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו, רצית בו וקידשת שבת. חינות ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. למעשה בראשית שבת, למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת.
We turn now to the blessing for shalom, the blessing for peace on page 216, the Sim Shalom. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch ata Adonai, amvarech et amo Israel. Bashalom.
שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה.
need courage and strength and healing in our lives. The Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and courage and strength for us, for everyone we know, is on page 253.
Ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mikor habracha lavotinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Dylan, this is the moment of actually becoming a bat mitzvah, the moment just before reading from the Torah, chanting from the Torah. So turn to page 25 in your, not in the prayer books, but in your booklet, to say to us the prayer for becoming a bat mitzvah.
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before this sacred assembly, proclaiming that I choose to be a part of the people of Israel, a part of its heritage and its fate, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path and to be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed we are when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
And now we go to page 250 for the blessing before reading from the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. And now unroll the white fabric, and hopefully the Torah didn't roll to another place, so you can find your Torah, which is right next to the seam at the top of the page.
V'daber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, ve'amarta alehem ish o isha, ki yafli lindor neder nazir, lehazir ladonai miyayin, v'shehar yazir, hometz yayin, v'hometz shehar lo yishteh, v'hom yishrat anavim lo yishteh, v'anavim lahim v'veshim lo yohel.
Take back the microphone towards you.
The Eternal said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, if a man or woman wants to make a special vow, a vow of dedication to the Eternal as a Nazirite, they must abstain from wine and other fermented drink, and must not drink vinegar made from wine or other fermented drink. They must not drink grape juice or eat grapes or raisins." Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'haye olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
וזאת התורה שעשה משה לבני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל.
Please turn to page 254. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar bin v'im tovim, v'ratza v'dirahem hane'emarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher ba'torah, uv'mosech addo uv'Yisrael amo, vin v'e ha'emo v'tzedek. Vayhi ish ehad mezarecha mimishpahat hadani ushmo manoach ve'ishto akara velo yalada vayera malach Adonai el ha'esha vayomer elecha hinyena at akara velo yaladiti Harit ve'yaladiti bain ve'hata hishamri na ve'al tishchi yayin ve'shehar ve'al tohili kol tameh ki hina chara ve'yaladiti bain umora lo ya'alech al rosho ki nazir Elohim yiyeh hana'ar min habiten ve'hu yahel le'oshiach et Yisrael miyad pelishtim. Vatavo ha'isha vatomer le'isha le'mor ish ha'elohim ba elai umar'ehu kimar'eh malach ha'elohim nora me'od velo she'ilatihu mezech hu ve'et shemo lo higid li vayomer li hina hara ve'yoladiti ben ve'ata al tishti yayin v'shehar ve'al tohili kol tumach ki nazir Elohim yiyeh hana'ar min habiten ad yom moto. There was a certain man from Zorah of the stock of Dan, whose name was Manoah. His wife was barren and bore no children. An angel of the Eternal appeared to the woman and said to her, "You are barren and have borne no children, but you will conceive and bear a son. Now be careful not to drink wine or other intoxicant, or to eat anything unclean, for you are going to conceive and bear a son. Let no razor touch his head, for the boy is to be a Nazirite to God from the womb on. He shall be the first to deliver Israel from the Philistines." The woman went and told her husband, "A man of God came to me. He looked like an angel of God, very frightened. I didn't ask him where he had come from, and he didn't tell me his name. All he said to me was this: 'You shall soon be pregnant and give birth to a boy. You are not to drink wine or beer, or eat impure food, because the boy shall be God's Nazirite from the womb to the day of his death.'" Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzion kol ha'olamim sadik b'chol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'osech hamdaber kayem shechol divara emet v'tzadek. al haTorah, ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al hinviim, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazech, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'ninucha, lekavod ultifaret, al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim, la umvarchim, ota, yitbarach shemha, bifi kol hai, Tamid leolam vayed, Baruch atah Adonai makadesh ha-Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome everyone, and thank you for logging in to my Bat Mitzvah. My Torah portion is about being inclusive. Moses speaks to the Israelites and gave them all a chance to become a Nazirite by 2 simple rules. You must be a man or woman, and you have to make a special vow. A vow of dedication. It was not mandatory to become a Nazirite. It was totally the Israelites' choice. If they choose to become a Nazirite, they must not drink grape juice or eat raisins. They can't shave their head, and they can't go near a dead body. Doing these things proved to Moses that they were dedicated to being a Nazirite. Before this, the path to dedication to God was only allowed to priests, but now it is open to everyone. To me, my Torah portion shows that everyone can be included. At the beginning, this was a very exclusive situation, but Moses made it inclusive. This shows that you can do anything and join any group. Becoming a bat mitzvah means a lot to me. I'm one of the first girls in my family to have one. When I was little, I couldn't wait to become a bat mitzvah and have a huge party, of course, but that will have to wait a few years. Becoming a bat mitzvah is very important to me because I want to learn more about my religion. I started coming to the temple after I moved to Louisville in 5th grade. I came for a year, then I left for a few, and finally came back last year. It has been challenging, but I have learned what it means to become a bat mitzvah. I want to thank my parents for making this day possible. Mom, thank you for everything you do for me. You are my best friend, and I wouldn't want anyone else to give me advice on my outfits. Dad, thank you for always having my back. You are my #1 supporter, and everyone can tell from the sidelines. I love you so much. Jake, thank you for being a great brother and Fortnite teacher. I wouldn't trade our bond for the world. I would also like to thank my grandparents for supporting me through this journey. I love you all so much, and I am so glad you can watch me today. I am very fortunate to have met most of my great-grandparents, and I am so happy that 2 of them are witnessing me become a bat mitzvah. I know that my other great-grandparents, Alice, Leonard, Gigi, and Dexter, are watching over me today, and I am so grateful. Thank you, everyone, for all the endless love and support.
Parents?
Give me a kiss. Oh boy, you want to get up here? Okay. Dylan Page, today you are a woman. Well, sort of. You still have a curfew. No, you cannot drive us home after the service. And yes, you still need permission for certain apps on your phone. Today you are a woman in our Jewish faith. You may not know, but bat mitzvah translates to the daughter of a commandment. It means that our Dylan is an adult within the Jewish faith. Again, I reiterate, only in our faith. Monday night, the 4 of us were sitting down for dinner, and we were chatting about the bat mitzvah. We were going over the details and what still needed to be done. Marissa and I mentioned we still needed to write what we were going to say during the service. And Dylan said, "Seriously, Dad? My bat mitzvah's on Saturday." The reason we had not written anything is because there's only a few things for us to say to you, Dylan. Never stop speaking the truth, even if it hurts. Never stop saying what you mean. Never stop talking about your life, your thoughts, and your feelings. Never stop expressing your vision. Never ever stop being loud and proud about your opinions.
Dylan, most people in this world take a while to find their voice, to figure out what they think and how they want to express it, but that's never been you. From our first night home from the hospital, when you screamed at Daddy all night, until this morning when you were yelling at us about dinner tonight. You've always been opinionated, you've always had a clear voice and a clear point of view. And absolutely, sometimes it feels a bit intense, and there have been times when we have shushed you or tried to have you look at things from a different perspective. But even in those moments when we have wished that your perception of the world wasn't so astute and acute, we celebrate you and applaud you. We take deep pride that you say what you think and feel, that you rant, that you complain, that you say what you want and need. You are your own young woman. There's something very special that you embody, which is a powerful femininity and a fierce strength that we want to champion and support you in having both. We love that you embrace all things girly and all things powerful. Of the many things we could be talking to you about today, we want to talk to you about your strength and your voice. And in addition to reflecting back to you what we see, we want to offer you 5 things to take with you as you go through life as a powerful woman. 1 is community. To walk this world as a powerful woman, you need support. You need community. And we want you to look out right now. Even if you're looking into a video camera, know that your support is here. Just take a moment and look out into that camera. This is your support. This is your community. The second thing we want to give you is actually something you've already claimed formally for yourself today, and that is your identity as a bat mitzvah, a Jewish of the commandments, a daughter of the commandments, a woman with a Jewish heritage and Jewish identity. This is something you've already stepped into with such grace, but we want you to know there's so much more for you here in this world of spirit and deep tradition. You have a whole spiritual journey ahead of you, and the cool thing is you get to explore and discover what deeply enriches you, what lights you up, and what connects you to your unique definition of being a Jewish woman. The third thing we want you to have in your life as a powerful woman is compassion. Compassion for others as well as deep compassion for yourself. We love that you talk about how everyone needs to be allowed to make mistakes. Compassion is understanding that you are not perfect and we deserve to be treated with kindness, tenderness, and care. We know that you set a high bar for yourself in life. You do a lot of things really well, but we ask you to hold those high expectations in one hand, and in the other, we want you to hold an equal, if not more, amount of self-compassion. We want you to be kind with yourself.
The fourth thing we want to offer you today is something that we want you to give yourself, and that's vulnerability. And that's because when you are vulnerable, when you let life in and you really let it touch you at your core, and you let yourself, your authentic self out in all its realness, it's quite exquisite. We just want you to know that your vulnerability, you being real, is very, very powerful. The last thing we want to offer you today has always been yours and will always be yours, and that's Mom and me. We want you to know in your journey of life that we are always on your side, always. Even when we're cranky with each other, we lose patience, you lose patience, we are here. There's always somewhere to land. We are right here for you. Our dear, powerful, fierce, and beautiful girl, we are very proud of you and just want to reflect back to you that there is power in you, there is wisdom in you, there is love in you. Our proudest moment in time will always be you. Mazel tov.
Love you.
Don't laugh. It's not funny.
Thank you. Thank you, Dylan, for doing such a wonderful job, leading us in the prayers, chanting the Torah, reading from the Haftarah, and teaching us what you've learned from your Torah. I love the message that you brought to this community and to yourself, the message of inclusive and being included and feeling included in the community. I want to thank you also for something else, something personal. When we still, a long time ago, before COVID-19 hit us, it looks like a century ago, even though it's just a few months ago, when you actually were able to come to the Mitzvah class and to Hebrew class here, you always brought sunshine with you. I don't know if you noticed that, but you are always smiling. And I admire that because at first when you got here more than a year ago, you were new to the class. You didn't really know they were not your age, and you made friends, you are smiling, you are friendly with the teachers, with your peers. You really have an attitude and a joy of life. I haven't seen the opinionated side of you that your parents, or the screaming part of you that your parents mentioned, just the good part, so thank you for that. In a lot of ways, as young as you are, and your dad could not stretch it more, that you're in the eyes of the Jewish people, becoming an adult and starting your journey as an adult, but he's not letting you drive yet, and also not letting you put whatever apps that you want. But for me, you already are a role model, which means a lot of maturity. You're a role model, someone that when you put your mind into something that you believe in, that is your inner truth, that is your authentic truth, then you achieved it. And you put a lot of work in this day, and you achieved it. So I really hope you carry that sense of being true to yourself and to who you really are. You can achieve whatever you wish to be with those qualities, especially when you work hard for that. I know that you had a dream about a different bat mitzvah with the people that are watching us through the video, your family in Florida, your friends here being present. And I know that it's not an easy time for you. We take for granted that it's hard times for people that actually caught COVID-19, the many casualties we had for that, the people that are strapped in nursing homes or in hospitals, and we pay very little attention to middle school students, to high school students that suffer with studying from home, losing things that don't seem like a big thing, but they are, like a bat mitzvah party that hopefully you will have one day, or a graduation party, and other moments that are important moments in life. I hope that the words of your parents resonate with you, that becoming a bat mitzvah means a daughter of the mitzvot, of the good deeds and the responsibilities of being part of Jewish tradition. And just like being a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece in your family is something that you cannot erase, that is always part of you. I hope that also becoming a bat mitzvah, a daughter of the mitzvah, will be something that would always be part of your identity, and you will always belong to our tradition, to our community, and hopefully to our congregation. And last but not least, you've learned through this experience, and you've managed it very well, the most important lesson of adulthood. And that is that we make plans, and not all of the time they work for us. Life has disappointments. Life has surprises. Hopefully that for the next 100 years you will not have such surprises and such disappointments. Hopefully they would all be good surprises. But when you do have disappointment in life, being an adult means to overcome it, to fall and to immediately rise, and to achieve what you need overcoming that disappointment. And you've proved that you have that in you. So in my book, unlike maybe your dad that knows you much better, you are right there beginning your journey as an adult, and hopefully it would be a long and sweet and wonderful journey. And for that journey, there's a special song that Jennifer and Louie are going to sing for you. It's called Lech Ilach. May you walk this walk, and may it be a wonderful journey.
Lech Ilach, to a land that I will show you. Lech Lecha, to a place you do not know. Lech Ilach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lech Ilach. Lech Ilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech Lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lech Ilach, to the place place that I will show you. L'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, l'chilach. And you shall be a blessing, you shall be a blessing, you shall be a blessing, l'chilach.
Later on in the chapter you chanted from in your Torah portion, there's a beautiful blessing. It's called the priestly benediction. And for thousands of years, we've been blessing our children and new members of the community and people that are having a happy life cycle event. So I'm going to share that blessing that comes from your Torah portion, where Adonai tells Moses and Aaron to bless the people of Israel. And the blessing goes like that. Yevarchech Adonai ve'yishmerech. May Adonai our God always guard you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elaich ve'yechunech. May God's face always shine towards you, Dylan, and may God always deal graciously with you. Yisa Adonai panav elaich ve'yasem lach shalom. May God grant you the most important blessing of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace and wholeness and wellness. Amen. Before we continue to the Mourner's Kaddish, I want to tell you that below here, after the service, there are some gifts for you there, so don't forget them. There is no such a thing as a bat mitzvah without a gift, so there are some gifts from the temple and from the community towards you. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And on this Shabbat we remember especially Lani Nafusi, Elinor Lentz, Alexander Erlen, Anna Ruth Erlens, Melvin L. Eppinger, Esther Cavanaugh, Daniel Seligman, Augusta Sachs, Warner W. Frank, Sylvia Mizel Kleinman, Minnie Shapiro, Elmer Ernst, Francis Healer, Mildred S. Getzel, Ryan Caster, Trudy Adler, Richard Sloan, Max Reeser, Harry William Rosen, Bessie Rebecca Netter, John C. Witter, Lynn Gotti, Harold Kramer, Martin N. Liebman, Charles Goldin, Jacob Rosenfeld, Leonard Rosenthal, Daniel Renko, Paul Sondheim, Fred Herman, Eleanor Baker, Brick Zlata, Priscilla Diamond, Edna Yarmuth, Alex Hertzman. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories of our loved ones, we rise as we turn to page 294 to say together the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יש לה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. And we go now to our closing song, which is Oseh Shalom.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו, שתוליכנו לשלום. May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, that we be guided on the path of shalom, of wellness and wholeness and peace, and that you always protect us from all harm and evil on our way. Bless the work of our hands and grant us grace, loving kindness, and compassion in your eyes, in the eyes of everyone who sees us. Adonai Shalom, bless us with a Shabbat of Shalom. Shalom to our bodies, to our minds, to our souls. Mazal Tov, Dylan. You did a great job. Have a great journey. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov.
Shabbat Shalom.